I've had a question on my mind for a long time. Should you buy a cheap, old, but was pro user laptop, or should you buy a current pro user laptop? So today, I'm going to be answering that for you. So this is the old computer we're going to be testing. It has a 7th generation i7 core. It's got 8 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and it's got 256 gigabytes of SSD. This is the new computer we're going to be testing. It's got 256 gigabytes of SSD, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and it's got an Intel i7 12th gen, so not 13th gen, but still quite good. 3 things to remember when we're testing these older computers. These are both Intel based. So in the 11th to 12th generation of the Intel based CPUs, they had a quite big jump. Also, the displays will be an affecting matter because this new computer also has a dimming. It dims when you don't need it to be on full brightness. So a few facts about this old computer. It has been used quite heavily, but I completely wiped it and I reinstalled Windows 10. This computer actually does not meet Windows 11 system requirements, but I managed to make a skip around, which I will leave linked in the video description, or I might release a future video to tell you how you do that. When playing games like Fortnite, you get a solid 50, 60 frames per second, so not too bad, but could be better. Quite good. And then also it has a 720p camera, so not the highest quality, but let's be honest, what computers have high quality webcams these days? The thing you will find with buying older computers is that they'll have much more I/O, so they will have some older ports if you have any older displays or older items or accessories for your computer. So as you can see, you get limited I/O on these computers, but some old computers will not have USB-C and Thunderbolt 4, so that will be a benefit to the newer computers. Gecko's just playing around while I record. It's also harder to open up these newer computers because they have more rare types of screws for screwdrivers that most people have, but if you're into just dismantling computers or taking them apart, I'm sure you'll be able to get some. So these are the screws they have. These are the screws that the older computers have. If you cannot see them on the camera, they're like star screwdrivers. You'll need to take this apart. So that is, I think, the most common one. And also, once you've taken these screws out, you can just pop the plastic out. Now, the biggest question all of you are going to be thinking is, what is the power like on these? So on the older flagship computers, if they're Intel based, you're likely to get 20 to 35% worse performance than newer flagships. But if you are above average gamer and you want a computer that is good but doesn't cost that much money, should you buy an old flagship? Well, for me, that's personally what I would go with, because there are loads of bypasses on these Windows computers to get the newest version so you can get all your security updates. And the power on these newer computers, you don't really need, unless you're doing lots of Excel spreadsheets, data management. You don't need all these things for these games that developers are making, because they don't want to make it too hard on the hardware. So old flagship computers, they're still ahead of the pack compared to mid-rangers, the 300 to 700 Intel computers today. And also remember, they are quite better than these computers, and with Windows 12, if you've got an older computer that you bought for Windows 8 or 8.1, which are quite a bit ARM based, you will be able to update to Windows 12 and get better performance than you would on Windows 11. Now, before we finish this video, I just want to say something I think is important with the computer: the durability. So if you're going to get a refurbished computer, an old refurbished computer, this won't be a real problem. But if you're getting an older computer that is just second-hand, not refurbished, you are going to suffer some consequences. For example, I'm missing this CD slash DVD player's cap on this one, which is not the best, to be honest, but I don't use it that much, and normally when I'm carrying this around I have put it in my computer bag, so it doesn't affect me that much. But it is just these little things. And also with newer computers these days, they are unibody, most of them, which means they're just a plain sheet of metal for the bottom layer with your keyboard and your trackpad, and another just piece of metal for your screen and that side. So this is an interesting question, I think. If you are not a complete power user, I would say go refurbished or get one of these old but good computers. Don't go for these like £500 to £700 laptops. Definitely don't go for a £500 to £700 Chromebook. They are absolute terrible value for the price. Most of them only come with an Intel i3 when you could get Windows running computers which have an Intel i5 for that price. So this is an interesting video, I think, and I think it can help quite a few of you. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.